Good evening, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Deep Dive, the podcast that allows us to really examine the topics and discussions that we're having in today's society. And as always, this podcast and other podcasts in the Jazzy Groove Rainy Day podcast family are brought to you by the power of five. If you like what we're doing, support the channel, and at the very least, hit the like button. And I'll be right back because I got to do something real quick and then we'll get started. Okay, I'm back. And here we go. The topic of today's discussion will be the delusion of entitlement. And that sounds like a double negative, and it actually kind of is. Because delusion, a big component of delusion, is entitlement. You feel that you should get this life way because you're owed it. Did you work for it? Nope. But you manifested it. You thought it into being because that's the way things are supposed to be. And I'm here to tell you, no, it ain't. Not even close. And you all can say what you want and do what you want. I'm going to get animated. I'm going to say that right off the bat because there are a few videos that we're going to look at today, or snippets from a video that are going to get me triggered and get me started. And here's one of the first ones we're going to get to right now.
Life is the vast majority of men are insecure. Even the best looking men.
Okay, this is going to be chopped up quite a bit because she's got one sentence out and already I'm ready to punch her in the face. And that simply means that she's going about this whole thing the wrong way. And I'm going to really break it down on her more than anybody because she is going to deserve every bit of vitriol that she's going to get. Let's start with the first thing she says. Men are, she said men are insecure, especially the good-looking ones. No. The men you deal with are insecure. That's not all men. Let's be honest here. If there are 100 people in the room and you deal with 5 of them and you have negative experiences with 5 of them, does that make the whole 100 bad? No, but to listen to her, it does. And one of the main things that are going to go through today's podcast is why? Why do you feel that way? Okay, you picked wrong. It's your fault. Rather than sit there and say, well, maybe it is me. No, everybody's doing it, so all men are bad. No, they're not. And you won't date an eighth of the men on this planet. So how could you ever say that? The truth of the matter is, it's the men you're dating. It's your choice of man. Therefore, it's your fault. Let's get back to it.
Have insecurities. And I'm going to speak on the collective of black men the most because when I think about the times that I've been insulted and just downright degraded just for existing, it's never been by a man who wasn't black. It was never a white tea, a Hispanic, or Asian man.
No. Again, no. You're speaking on black men because you date black men exclusively. You can't speak on anybody else because you don't deal with anybody else. Ask yourself, when's the last time you dealt with a white man? A Latino, an Asian, Middle Eastern. When have you dealt with them? I'm betting if you're dating them at all, it's such a micro, nano number that it's statistically insignificant. You can't speak on these people because you don't date these people. So you're gonna dump on black men. Well, here's a black man that's gonna dump on you right back. Let's get into it. Give me some more ammunition.
It has only been black men in my own personal experience. So that's who I'm going to speak on today. I'm going to try to be really careful how I say this because
No, she's not.
I know that most black women, they either adore black men or they're afraid of black men. And I am neither. So that is the reason why I can speak as freely as I can. And so
I hope you can take it as well as you can dish it out because you're going to get it back in spades.
I'm not saying that black women should start doing exactly what I do, but you need to find a way to humble these dudes when they are in your presence.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Humble them. Let's really, really, really look at that, shall we? Let's look at that for a minute. When you have to humble somebody, the first thing that comes to my mind is that the person that you're dealing with is out of your league. So you're going to have to bring them back down to your league. And here's a pro tip for you. If the person that you're dealing with is out of your league, it's better you leave them alone. It's simply better because that's one less headache you've got to deal with. You're welcome. Let's get back to it.
A lot of black men, because of their insecurities and because they're not sure if they can have you or not, they will say little things to try to get a reaction out of you. So instead of saying, "How you doing, ma'am? You look lovely today," they'll say things like, "How you doing, ma'am? Well, I could tell that a lot of men try to hit on you. You must think you all that, huh?"
Again, that's your man. That's the brothers you chase. That's the brothers you attract. I don't talk like that. And I can point to countless other guys, black men in particular, who don't talk like that. And we're not insecure in the least. Full disclosure, I got mine. I've been with the same woman in the same relationship, happy as a pig in shit, for almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years next year. How about that? Can you say, you can't even say 30 minutes, let alone 30 years. And let's talk about let's really rip into her. Let's peel back some layers. Okay. Let's start from what we can see. Those aren't your eyelashes. They're cumbrellas. Your lips look like a caricature. It's like somebody penciled them in. That hair is definitely not yours because it's straight. And there isn't a black woman on this planet with naturally straight hair, let alone coming down to your chest. So you talk about insecurities. I'm looking at a walking, talking, acting, living, breathing insecurity. There's no way you can love yourself for yourself with the amount of makeup and stuff like that you put on. No way. And you talk about insecurities and all this other stuff like that. A lot of times, guys will be secure about themselves to the point where they will tell you, I don't like that. I don't think you should wear that. I don't like that. I don't think you should go there. I don't think you should do that. And if they're really caring about you, they'll even go so far as to tell you why. But that's the mark of security, not insecurity. You need to miss me with all that nonsense because you're getting it wrong. Let's get back to it.
Have y'all ever had that happen to you? I've had that happen to me many times. Like, I'll be at a gas station pumping my gas, minding my business, and then a Tyrone, 2 pumps down, will start walking towards me and say something like, "Oh, I can tell what type of woman you are. You don't even know me, sir. I'm over here pumping gas, minding my business. But because you're attracted to me and you're not sure if I would feel the same about you, you feel the need to try and humble me." Just within the past 2 weeks, I have humbled 2 dudes.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Because he's not sure that you like him back, he feels he has to humble you. No, he's spitting game. That's all that is. That's all that is. He's risen you. He's attempting to rizz you. That's it. No more, no less. You're so stupid you don't even realize that. Or, more to the point, you do realize it, but you don't like him like that, so you don't care for it. And if that's how you feel, fine. Say it with your chest. Don't be a bitch about it. Say it with your chest. I don't like that. You see, all this talk, and what does it come down to? It comes down to entitlement. That's where the whole 666 thing comes from. That's entitlement. I feel like that's what I deserve because that's the level I'm on. No, you're not. You're punching way above your weight class. And when you do get the brother's undivided attention after trying and trying and trying again, he's going to see you like, oh, well, okay. I don't want to wife it, but I do want to hit it. And because you allowed yourself, and that's the key, you allowed yourself. We can't force you to do anything you don't want to do. Let's be real. We can't force you to do anything. But because you allowed yourself to be taken in by this person, you automatically feel now, that's my level. And it's not your level. You're a 6. And I'm probably being generous with that. Because you're definitely on a 6 when you don't have that ghouly makeup on. But as you present yourself right now, you're a solid 6. Oh, and this thing, I will humble a man all day, every day. I'm the right one. You know you're not the right one. You're the wrong one.
One was over 6 feet, the other one was under 6 feet. The one who was over 6 feet tall had this attitude of, oh, I know I can get you because I'm tall. And so when we were in the middle of a conversation, I literally told him, I don't date men over 6 feet. So you can calm down, sir. The look on his face was priceless. All that arrogance, it got lower and lower and lower. The other young man, I simply reminded him that he was under 6 feet tall when we were having a conversation. Once again, his arrogance got lower and lower and lower.
Let's assume for a second that that's what you did. I have no way to prove that you didn't, so we're going to say that you did. How can you be so sure that is what you said and not the fact that you said it is what deflated his ego? Can you? I'm betting you can't. You can tell somebody till they're blue in the face no and then give them the reasons why. They don't hear the reasons why afterwards. They hear no. And if you did have to humble him, then it would also stand to reason that he'd be better for the next person. And I'm betting he wasn't. She don't want it. Okay, next. But you're unattractive. And not necessarily in an aesthetic way. I wouldn't do you. But I'm not saying you're not unattractive either. I'm saying that your attitude stinks to high heaven. You could humble a man all day, every way. I wish you would try to humble me. But you wouldn't get that chance because I wouldn't bother talking to you. And you can say what you want. He's ugly, he's this, he's that. I don't give a fuck. I'm like 7-Up. Never had it, never will. I don't care. I don't care for you. I don't care for your entitlement. I don't care for your oversized ego. I don't care for your manifestation. I don't care about any of it. You're butt ugly to me in all the ways that count. So you can take your snaggletooth someplace else. Because it don't bother me none. Let's get back to it.
I'm the right fucking one. Their whole...
No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. And again, I wish you would. I wish you would humble me. Put me in my place. I beg you. I beg you. Full disclosure, I don't normally talk like this. If I offended anyone, I'm sorry. But it's only going to get worse from here. So, buckle up, Buttercup.
whole countenance changed when they realize that you're not dealing with a woman whose face you're going to sit in front of and think that you're going to tear me down by making little comments and think that I'm not going to bring it back to you.
Who's trying to tear anybody down? He's simply trying to talk to you, you stupid fuck. He's just talking to you. That's all he's doing. He is speaking to you, trying to get to know you, ultimately to try to smash you. You're not with that. That's cool. That's fine. No one's got a problem with that because it's not your preference, and that's fine. I draw the line when you start trying to manifest other things into it. You have to humble him because he's trying to tear you down. He's not trying to tear you down. He's talking to you. He's heard those lines from other people and they've worked, so he's going to try it on. He's tried it himself. That's all it is. That's all it ever was. That's all it ever will be. It's words. But you're so fucking up in your feelings that it's a personal attack on you. That's a you problem, bitch. That's a you problem.
I'm going to get that shit right back. And after that, the conversation with both of these men went great. We had a lovely conversation after that. So I need black women for 2025 to stop sitting in front of black men and allowing them to tear you down, allowing them to say certain things that they already know is going to make you feel some type of way about yourself. Either y'all need to get up and walk away, or y'all need to bring that same energy back to them. It is a control thing in our community. That is how a lot of black men control black women. And they start by using your self-esteem again.
No. It's the time. Okay. School's in session. Professor OBJ is residing. Here is your lesson, biatch. Right off the bat, and as I said before in this very video, the problem is you. Because you're choosing them. To use womanese, they're picking up on your energy. That's what you're putting out into the universe. So that's what you're catching. That's what you're getting back. But you're too fucking stupid to see that. You're so full of yourself. Couldn't possibly be you the problem. No. Not you. You're too perfect. And I don't care whether you say that or not. That's what you're exuding. That's the energy you're putting out into this conversation. It's all about me. I'm going to humble him because he's trying to, before he tears me down, so I'm going to have to humble him and tear him down first. That's a you problem. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And I'll be damned if I allow you to do this to people that I know. Or any male for that matter. I hear there's PCA's calling. Your local pound shelter's calling. Pick yourself up a couple of cats. Or better yet, get a dog. A dog will love you unconditionally and show you the love whenever you want it. How about that? You're so full of shit.
Against you. And that shit needs to stop. Because a lot of these dudes that are sitting in your face, talking about your weave, talking about your nails, talking about your wig, never even graduated from high school.
Ha ha ha. Again, that's a you problem, biatch. That's a you problem. Those are the brothers you know. Don't try and put that shit on me. That's a you problem. Never graduated high school. Okay. But you don't know what I've done. Because again, you don't know me. Same as I don't know you. But I know the words coming out of your mouth and it needs an adjustment. And the saddest part about this whole situation, you'll find somebody. I know you will. There's some white knight simp out there who's going to rescue you. But it's not what you want. So the question then becomes, how long do you keep it? He's not the brother for you. And I got bad news for you, boo. Women are out. There's more women on this world than there are men. It's that simple. So your chances of finding your man are slim to begin with. And how do you know that one of these brothers that you humbled wasn't your man? He may have been nervous and said, well, this worked before, I'll try it now. And you humbled him. And then you had a great conversation. But he's not talking to you, is he? Because he's like, okay, that didn't work. It's on to the next one. And maybe next time, I probably won't use that line because it may upset other people. That's the brothers that care. Most of them, the ones that don't care, which is the ones you're looking for, will try the line again. And again and again. Why? Because it works more than it doesn't. But you are so entitled, so puffed up with pride, so sure of yourself. Can't ever be your problem. It can never be your problem. Well, I got news for you, honey. This is the FAFO show. And you're about to find out.
Credit score fucked up. Been to jail 2 and 3 times already. Got a criminal record.
Again, that's a you problem. Because that's what you're picking. And it really, really angers me because you don't see it. If the guys you're picking, or the guys you're having relationships, or the guys that you're talking to, all have that in common, the fault isn't theirs. The fault is yours because you're the one that is allowing them to talk to you. It's all about you. This is the fake hair, fake eyelash, fake everything show. I'm sure I'm not the first person to tell you this. And I know I won't be the last. But when you're 45, when you're 50, and all that manufactured looks has to really come into play because the natural beauty that was yours doesn't exist anymore, what you going to do then? Who are you going to blame then? Can't be men, because they're not talking to you anymore. So it can't be a man thing. So absent the men, whose fault is it? Whose fault is it? It's your fault. It's on you.
Okay, still living in their grandmother's basement. I need y'all to start reminding them of that. If he's tall, tell him he's not tall enough. If he's too short, tell him he's not tall enough. We can play that game, and we can play it all goddamn day. So, black women, this is just something that I want y'all to really think about. How you're going to better shift these conversations and stop allowing men that don't even know you, men that you just met, men that's trying to holler at you, to turn around and insult you at the same time. Y'all got to stop allowing that. I don't allow that shit over here. So I want y'all to think about that for 2025. All right?
When she says the vast majority of men are insecure, what she's really doing is projecting her own insecurities onto others. Let's
Preach. Preach.
be clear. Labeling men as insecure has become a convenient way for some women to avoid accountability for their own behavior. The truth is, a lot of these women who scream insecure the loudest are the ones who have the most to hide. They'll call a man insecure for setting boundaries, for asking questions, or for simply wanting clarity in a relationship. Why? Because it's easier to slap the insecure label on him than to admit they might actually be doing something wrong. For example, if a man expresses concern about her constantly posting thirst traps or keeping her exes in the picture, suddenly, he's the problem. It's not about trust anymore. It's about how he's insecure. But here's the kicker. If the roles were reversed, you can bet she'd have an issue with him doing the exact same things. This narrative has gotten out of hand. Men aren't insecure for wanting respect in a relationship. They're not insecure for expecting loyalty or for asking questions when things don't add up. But instead of addressing those concerns with maturity, some women deflect and weaponize the insecure label to shut the conversation down.
I'm going to cut in real quick and say not some women, most women. Most women. You'd be surprised to hear how many insecure men there are out there. And we all know what insecure really is. And it doesn't fit the bill for most of the people they talk about. Does it help? Does some of them fit the bill? Yes. But we're not talking about those guys. They've got their own problems that they got to deal with. And being that they're males, life's going to make them deal with it. Sooner rather than later. We're talking about women who throw it around willy-nilly like it's a catchphrase. Insecure. You're insecure. You're a narcissist. Do you even know what the word means? No, but I heard it on TikTok, so I know it's true. Okay. I see where this is going. Okay. Bye-bye.
Down. Here's the irony. The women who are quick to call men insecure are often the same ones who need constant validation themselves. They're addicted to attention from random guys online. They can't handle constructive criticism, and they crumble the moment they're not being praised. If anyone's insecure in these situations, it's not the man. It's them. At the end of the day, men aren't asking for the world. They just want honesty, respect, and mutual effort. If pointing that out makes them insecure, then maybe the problem isn't the men. It's the women who don't want to face the truth about their own actions. So let's stop throwing the word insecure around as a cheap way to dodge accountability. It's time for some self-reflection instead.
Did you see any of that? Did you hear what he said? Now, he focused more on the concept of insecurity. I broke it down a bit harder and harsher than that. But he's not lying. The people that are yelling insecure the loudest are the ones that are the most insecure. Because as was said, and I got to give the man props, women are attention seekers. Everything that they do is for validation and attention. So they would know about insecurities because they are, by their very nature, insecure. But you'll never hear them say that, will you? Oh, no. It's not me. The problem could never be me. I'm not the one that's insecure. Yes, you fucking are. Yes, you are. And it's about time that more men actually told you this. We actually got down and said, listen, you are this, and this, which are none of the things that I'm looking for in a prospective mate. So at this point, you have two options. One, you can improve on those deficiencies, making yourself a better person to yourself and to others, and get on the program. Or two, you can continue your delinquent, derogatory ways, but you're going to do it by yourself. One thing that Myron and Donovan and a whole bunch of other people have said, and I can't say it enough because it's so, the more I think about it, the more true it gets. I would never raise my hand to strike you. I may talk like I would, but I'll never strike you. And the only time I'll talk to you about that, you got me so mad that I'm starting to show my stereotype. That's when you start to hear that come out. But you don't have to hit anybody. It's like, okay, you want to do that? Fine. You're going to do that on your own. We're done. If you don't live with me, lose my number. The little bit of stuff that you wear over, that you left over in my house, it'll be in a bag in the front porch. If you live with me, you're gone. Again, your stuff's out on the front porch. I'm not going to put up with this nonsense from you. Excuse me. Not now, not ever. You can do what you want, but you're going to do what you want on your own. Again, lose my number. You can block me. You can block me on all your socials and everything like that, because Lord knows I'm not going to be the one to pick up the phone and talk to you. But if it makes you feel better, okay, block me. You tell all your friends that you broke up with me. I don't mind. I don't care. Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
commented on my other video, like, why does he see more women make videos about like how single life is such a struggle and it's hard for them, and he doesn't see a lot of men making those types of videos? And in my opinion, there are more women looking to settle down, looking for something serious, and I feel like the majority of men are not looking for those type of things, which is why there's an imbalance in the dating pool. We have all these women like, I want my husband, I want to get married, I want to be a mom, I want to, lock it down. And then the men in the pool are like, nah, I'm not trying to do that.
Again, Goofy. It sounds like a you problem. Because again, this all comes back to choices. You're making the wrong ones. Women are wanting to get married. No, they're not. Not at your age. Not in your early to mid 20s. Late 20s, maybe. 30s and above, definitely. But then you run the risk of staying at the club too long. Now it's late. All the couples are coupling off. You're by yourself. Wondering, why isn't anybody talking to me? Right behind it thinking, it must be them. It's not me. I'm fine. I'm a catch. I'm the table. With your railroad tracks. But that's that. All right, I apologize for that. Not really. But I apologize for that. Let's get back to this one.
Like, I'm still trying to be outside. I want to date multiple people, or they're just looking to hook up. They want to have a situationship. So it's no balance. So you see a lot of women complaining that the men in the dating pool, they're not attracting the type of men that they're looking for because men are not looking for anything serious. That's just my opinion. And with that, because guys aren't looking for anything serious, they have tons of options. So why? I'm not looking for anything serious. You are. I'm not going to change my ways to settle down with you when there's all these other women that I could pick from. So you're not seeing a lot of men complain about being single or dating sucks for them because they're actually having a good time being single. Because
that's true to a certain extent. That's true for the guys you want. There are a myriad of everyday 9-to-5 Joe Blows out there who just can't. Whether it's because they're shy, they've been rejected so many times they don't care for it anymore. No matter what the reason is, the bottom line is you're not looking for them. Because he's square. He's stable. He's not exciting. I got news for you. Making sure you have a place to live every month isn't exciting. It's stable. Putting a roof over your head is stable. Putting food in your gullet is stable. Putting clothes on your back is stable. Raising children, if you have any, that's stable. Chad and Tyrone aren't stable. They don't want it because they don't see the need for it. Because no matter how many times you were told, no matter how many times how many times you're told, no matter how many times you're shown the error of your situation, you're going to go back to it until you get to drum roll please, the wall. And the wall is undefeated. You can push it back. Absolutely. You can push it back. From an aesthetic look, you can push it back. From a biological standpoint, no, you can't. And sooner or later, the aesthetics catch up with the biology. And then you're just done. You're just done.
They're not looking to settle down. Most of them aren't, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Y'all let me know.
Yeah, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. You're wrong because, again, that's your specific pool of men that you're trying to get with. That's not the everyday man. That's not the Walmart cashier. That's not the cable guy. That's not the IT person in your office. Because they're stable. They wake up, they go to work, they come home, they do some downtime, they go to sleep, and they do it again the very next day. The very definition of stability. You know what's going to happen. It's predictable. You can set your watch to it. It happens every single stinking day, without fail. This was done by men only. It's an AI. It's a channel with an AI voice, and you can tell, listen to certain words that he comes out with. But all in all, it's a good watch. This video was 28 minutes and 53 seconds. And it's a good watch. It gives you a lot of things to think about. And as always, that's what we do here. The Common Sense Network is all about giving you information to think about. Doesn't tell you what to do. Doesn't advise you. Simply gives you another point of view. And whether you act on it or not is completely and totally up to you. If you don't want to do it, hey, don't do it. No skin off my nose. Don't do it. But if you don't do it, then be aware and be mindful that things could go badly for you. And more times than not, they will. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another installment of Deep Dive. And as always, we operate in the power of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. Those 5 actions, each one by themselves, is powerful. Together, they're unstoppable. As I stated before in previous videos, we will continue to bring you these deep dives and uncomfortable truths and things like that, because we feel that giving you another point of view can only be a good thing. We're not trying to smoke up your butt. We're not trying to gas you. We're simply saying, this is what it is, How about doing it like this? This is another way you can do it. And then let you decide. You're full-grown adults. We like to treat you like full-grown adults. Be that as it may, we hope you enjoyed it. And as always, be kind to each other. Do better. We're out. Good night. Until the next.